I'm ready when you guys are.
I was born ready.
I'm ready.
Marcey, but you know who else was ready, Marcey?
Who?
Sean Connery was ready for this. I'm going to be talking like this throughout the whole commentary.
All right then.
Okay.
Sean Connery, count us down then.
Actually, before I do, I got a special guest who's going to be joining me.
Oh dear.
It's my co-star from The Rock, Nicolas Cage. Hello there, Sean. How's it going? I'm very excited to talk about the greatest film you were ever a part of, LXG. That's very kind of you, Nick. But yes.
Shit. All right.
So I'm not going to guarantee both of those guys are going to appear throughout this commentary, but they might at certain points. Because I think Sean Connery would have a lot to chime in on throughout this whole movie if he was still with us. So I'm just going to channel him through my soul. So
okay. Well, count us down in your best Sean Connery.
All right. Let's count down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, the movie is playing, hopefully.
Now, Marcy, tell us the backstory of this movie, because I know that a certain family member of yours is a huge fan of this movie.
Yeah, I've seen this movie a lot. So
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, so my dad, I think he might have seen the trailer and he really had to see it. He really wanted to see this movie. So we went and saw this movie and he fucking loved this movie so much that we kept watching it and I got him the special edition 2-disc DVD set that got watched over and over and over again. And to my dad, this wasn't a bad movie. To my dad, this was awesome. This was, Sean Connery, one of his favourite actors, playing Alan Quatermain. It was all these cool characters coming together. No sense that this was not very good.
Although, Marcy, I'm very disappointed that it wasn't Richard Chamberlain who was playing Alan Quatermain in this movie. Just say.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to see those movies, Cannon made some Alan Quatermain movies.
Indeed. Although I like how this movie basically, just legit just goes straight into the story.
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah, with a title screen that bland, no wonder.
And very sort of muted out colours.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know that this was based on the comics. Were they comics or graphic novels?
I think they were graphic. I think they were comics then made into graphic novels by Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill.
Yeah. So, if you know much about Alan Moore as a writer, he has notoriously pretty much hated every adaptation of anything he's done. And something like this really doesn't fucking help the case, because I think they even I don't know if it was due to any copyright or something, but they changed characters or added in characters, changed things up a bit.
Well, from what I understand, because I haven't read the original League of Extraordinary Gentlemen comics, but from what I remember though, the original comics weren't really sort of the action adventure type stories. They were definitely much more darker kind of character stories. They still had adventures and stuff in it, but they're kind of more interested in characters and themes and stuff like that. But I think the approach that I think the filmmakers went with this one to make it more of sort of this adventure type story without much of those dark elements probably would have definitely rubbed Alan Moore the wrong way, because I believe this was the last film, last adaptation of his work that actually had him credited on it. Because after that, every other adaptation of his work, he did not want his name on it.
So, I'm just using IMDb trivia, and it says, apparently, except for the Invisible Man, all of the characters have fallen into public domain. But
Yeah.
is that in terms of what's in this film? It doesn't say. Or
Yeah.
comics. So I'm assuming it must be what they've used.
Yeah, because I think in terms of like the Invisible Man, they had to create a whole. It wasn't I think it was Guy Griffin was the name of the character in the original H.G. Wells book, so they had to give him a different name and also backstory in this one. So it's basically like a character who's found Guy Griffin's invisible formula and has just basically used it to become a master thief.
So this film, notoriously, speaking of that troubled productions, theme. So the director, Stephen Norrington and Sean Connery did not get along at all, and it's been said that perhaps all the reports in the media about their disagreements and bust-ups were maybe even toned down to what they really were. And they didn't agree on anything. And this film, I don't believe Stephen Norrington directed another film after this.
Indeed, and also Sean Connery only did one other movie after this, which was a voice role, and that was basically it. And now my door's ringing. I'll be right back.
As always.
I apologize. As always, right on cue. I'll be back.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this pretty much marked Connery's retirement with acting.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll be right there.
Yeah. He said he was tired of dealing with idiots.
Yep, this was his final live action role. But I guess, given he was, getting on in age, did he really want to keep acting?
I mean, he could have still done, like, dramas and stuff.
Yeah, I imagine he probably still could have. But, yeah, he just we never really heard much about Sean Connery up until he, unfortunately passed away last year.
Yeah.
At a very ripe old age at that.
Yeah. And they certainly tried to make him seem like he was much younger than he was in this movie.
Like, I think, at least in terms of casting, like, he's a good fit for the role. But, maybe they just had the wrong people behind it in terms of the script and direction. Because I think the casting, mostly, I think they're pretty solid choices.
Yeah, they are. I just, from my personal opinion, I just don't think they were able to really do as much with them as they wanted.
Yeah, I think it needed a completely different script, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like 100%. 100%. Like, I don't know what the script for this is, but whatever. But
yeah, it's pretty weird and odd and weirdly sexual and a bit chauvinistic and just culturally inappropriate. And it's just
very much so. Very much so. And, I think this film's biggest fan is probably still my dad for some fucking reason.
Oh, maybe he sees something there that we don't.
I think for him it's just, I don't know, he sees it as a fun adventure film.
Yeah, there's certainly some
To be fair, he's a big fan of the Last Airbender.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's probably worse than this.
A million times worse.
Yep. Very, very much so. So I don't know what's wrong with my dad.
Don't even get me started.
So I don't know what's wrong with my dad. But there you go. Likes weird movies.
It's okay. My folks are the same too.
Yeah. I'm just here for the Sean Connery accent in the background. I'm having Quatermain. I can't do a Sean Connery. God save the Queen.
Or you can call me Curran. Okay, mine is really bad.